What's up everyone, how are you all doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic as always. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be diving straight into the most underrated performance service or modification, so you could say, to your BMW, or particularly your BMW F8XM car in this example. Now, as always, I'm not going to BS you with this video, I'm not clickbaiting you or anything, and I would just appreciate if you guys could go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, as well as subscribe to the channel down below if you have not done so already. I post a variety of automotive related videos on this channel, and on top of that, a lot of the videos are informative, they're educational, and I think many of you guys can gain quite a bit of knowledge from the stuff that I'll be posting about. So the short and sweet answer for the title of today's video is going to be a track alignment and a corner balance. Now, for some of you guys, you're probably just like face palming yourself because you're like, okay, duh, that's so obvious. But I guarantee you, for a lot of you guys watching this video, you probably have no idea what that is, or you've never done that before to your own car. And I'm gonna be breaking down exactly why it's so important to have this service done specifically to your car, especially if you plan on driving it hard, whether you take it to the canyons, whether you're tracking the car, even if you're drag racing or roll racing, whatever the case is. This is so important, and trust me, I was guilty of the same thing, not doing this to my own car. As you guys know, I recently did some suspension modifications to my M4 that's right in the background here. Installed some KW V3 coilovers with Swift springs on them, as well as some ground control camber plates to have the adjustability of camber on the front axle of the car. Now, when you're going through the process of replacing all those components, whether it be the shocks, the struts, the top hats, you're lowering the control arms and reattaching them, all of those things are going to, in one way or another, mess up the suspension geometry and the alignment of the vehicle. Many people have this common misconception, or there's this relatively common notion that just by slapping on a set of coilovers or slapping on lowering springs or whatever, immediately right off the bat you're gonna have a massively improved handling car, which I was guilty of thinking that as well in the past. But the reality is that's not the case. And what you need to do in order to optimize your car for the new suspension, or just in general, even if you're running OEM suspension, is to get the car aligned and also have a corner balance done. Now, obviously we know what an alignment is. That is just tweaking the suspension geometry or tinkering with those certain components in order to make sure that the car is driving straight, in order to make sure that your camber settings, your caster settings, and your toe alignment settings are all optimized for the specific type of driving you'll be doing, whether it's daily driving, like I said, whether it's roll racing, or you go to the drag strip, or you like to track your car. There's an application for everything and every type of alignment. I recently took my car over to a shop for all you SoCal guys that love BMWs. The shop is called Chewerks. They're actually in, I think it's City of Industry, or I don't remember where actually, somewhere in SoCal, kind of like near the Orange County, LA area. And the owner of the shop, Robert Chu, really chill guy. He knows his stuff when it comes to like just tinkering with cars and suspension parts. He does tons of alignments on a variety of cars. And I took my car over to him and I told him, I was like, I drive this car on the street more than I do on the track, but I do like to go to the occasional track day, like once every 2 months or so. So I said, kind of give me like a cool in-between setup, nothing crazy, so I'm not going to be destroying my tires. So to sum it up, I'm running about -2.5 degrees of camber up in the front. I'm running about -2.2 degrees or so of camber in the rear. I also am running about 0.12 degrees of toe in the rear, and toe is zeroed out in the front. And I am also running about 8 degrees of caster up in the front as well. Now, in a track setting, the more negative camber you have, technically speaking, is going to be more beneficial to the car, because when you're cornering, it's going to flatten out that contact patch with the tire so you can optimize grip. And the increase of toe in the rear should also help with acceleration out of corners and just being able to sort of kind of launch the car out of a turn, or also help with the rotation of the vehicle in general. So now, in addition to those alignment specs, I also had the car corner balance. Now, what is a corner balance? So essentially, if you think of like a table or like a bar stool, and you look at the different legs on each end, if one of those legs has a slightly different length of the others, the table or the stool is going to feel kind of wobbly, right? Well, to a large extent, that same sort of example can be applied to your car when you change the suspension up, whether it's through coilovers or whatever, in my case it's the KWs, the same thing happens, your corner balance gets messed up. So you have to shift the weight on each corner of the vehicle so that across the chassis, that weight is actually balanced and your car feels really good. If your car does not have a proper corner balance, you can be experiencing all kinds of weird things when you're driving, whether it's like excessive understeer, maybe your car's oversteering too much, or just a variety of different symptoms that your car could be making as a result of not having that corner balance. So now in order for that weight to be evenly distributed across the car, in order to do the corner balance, you'll need scales for each independent wheel or each independent corner of the vehicle. And from there, you actually adjust the spring purchase to sort of shift the weight evenly, as I stated previously. Now, all in all, with the alignment and the corner balance, I gotta say guys, the car feels tremendously different. I mean, it handles so much better than previously speaking. And keep in mind guys, I was a dumbass. And what I did was I took my car out on the track without the track alignment, without doing a corner balance, without optimizing my dampers or ride height or any of that. And the car felt so sloppy. I was running into so much oversteer. The car, it just like, did not have the confidence that I needed in order to run a good lap time on the track. And so now after doing this, I haven't even taken this car back to the track yet, but I will say, just even on the street driving, I've gotten to drive a little bit through some back roads. There was a tremendous overall difference in the handling of the car and the way that it feels, the way that the car can rotate, the responsiveness of the chassis through corners. Overall, it just feels tremendously better. In addition to that, the ride height of the car has also been optimized. So I think we're lowered compared to stock. I want to say a little over an inch in the rear and maybe about like 1.2 inches or so in the front. I could be totally wrong. Haven't gotten the chance to measure it, but regardless, the car like looks incredible too because the fitment on it is just dialed in, and we got the Volk ZE40 wheels. And like I said guys, I'm totally just learning this process as you guys are at the same time, and I'm just trying to share this information to you all as well so that your car can be handling and performing as best as it should be. I was guilty of a lot of this stuff as well. In the past, I've like thrown on springs or even coilovers on my other cars, and I never had it optimized, and I never realized how much I'm actually doing to negatively affect the handling characteristics of the car. So it's really important. I'd highly recommend getting it done. You'll thank me later for it. And if you're in SoCal, hit up Trueworks because they did a great job on my car. And I just wanted to sort of, share this information with you guys. And hopefully I can give you some updated impressions when I hit the track next month. Well guys, that is gonna wrap it up for today's video. I know some of this information, like I said, could be pretty obvious to a lot of you guys, but I think equally speaking, there are a lot of people that were completely unaware about the benefits of these specific services and tuning for the suspension. So if you could please drop a thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel down below if you have not done so already. I would appreciate your support a ton. With all that being said guys, I have so many more videos in store and I can't wait to get them uploaded for you all. I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy everyone, bye bye.